day 1079 of the Trump administration, and tensions in the Middle East are dramatically higher tonight after yesterday's U.S. airstrike that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. The United States is on a heightened state of alert in the region, and there are concerns in Washington about the potential for war with Iran. There is also word tonight from an Iraqi security official to NBC News that a second U.S. airstrike was carried out in Iraq several hours ago. According to the official, the attack took place north of Baghdad and targeted Iranian-backed Shiite militia leaders. There are reports that 6 people were killed. Our own Richard Engel points out that Shiite demonstrations are planned in Baghdad, where it is already Saturday morning right now, and he warns that those events could turn violent. As to the timing of yesterday's airstrike, senior State Department officials tell reporters that Soleimani had been planning what they said were, quote, imminent attacks targeting U.S. diplomats, military personnel, and facilities in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and other parts of the Middle East. A short time ago on Fox News, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the president's action against Iran is part of a plan.
The criticism has been there's no strategy. That's willful blindness. There's been a deep strategy that President Trump laid down now, goodness, almost 3 years ago. We've been delivering against that strategy. And to your point, a central part of that is building out a coalition.
Today, from his resort in Florida, the president had this message for Iran.
We took action last night to stop a war. We did not take action to start a war.
Robert Costa of The Washington Post reports, quote, earlier Friday, several White House officials, including senior advisor Jared Kushner, discussed a possible primetime address by the president, but those plans did not materialize, per an official and GOP lawmaker familiar with the talks. There was internal debate in Florida about how to handle it all. The Iranians have also been discussing how they intend to respond. Today, they vowed to seek revenge for Soleimani's death, promising, quote, harsh retaliation. NBC News reports the Pentagon is tonight sending another 3,000 soldiers to the Middle East from a brigade of the 82nd Airborne Division. Several hundred were deployed earlier this week. On Capitol Hill tonight, lawmakers are deeply divided over the president's decision to kill Soleimani. Today, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said the president does not have the authority for war with Iran. He also said he was not briefed on the airstrikes, despite being a member of Congress's bipartisan Gang of Eight. Today, the president retweeted conservative filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza, who offered up this controversial theory on why Schumer was not told about the attack. He wrote this, quote, neither were the Iranians, and for pretty much the same reason. Now, Schumer was kept in the dark. His Senate colleague Lindsey Graham revealed today that he was briefed by the president a few days ago. And tonight, Graham told Fox News why the president went after Soleimani.
He miscalculated Donald Trump. After the contractor was killed from Shia militia controlled by Soleimani, the president made a decision that he would not tolerate any more attacks against American interest. And we caught the guy red-handed planning another attack, and the president killed him, and the world is safer.
Democrats, meantime, are considering their next steps. Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia told our own Andrea Mitchell that he intends to try to force a debate over war with Iran.
I will file a resolution pursuant to the War Powers Act of 1974 to try to force Congress to have a debate about whether or not it is in the United States' interest to be at war with Iran. I don't think it is. Some of my colleagues may think otherwise, but we can't let the president make this decision on his own.
And Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky posted today this, quote, if we are go to war with Iran, the Constitution dictates that we declare war. For the very latest now, we begin with Ali Arouzi, NBC News Tehran bureau chief. He joins us from the Iranian capital, where, as we said, it is now Saturday morning. Ali, thank you for joining us. Let me start with this news tonight of a second airstrike just outside of Baghdad. What do you know about that? And does this indicate that the scope of operations here is broader than we understood it to be?
Hi, Steve. Yes, we are also hearing reports of a second airstrike in Baghdad. Now, there are conflicting reports coming in as to who was hit. Iraqi mobilization organization fronts are saying that this was not senior leadership that was hit, but a group of medics. So it's still kind of murky what's going on. Nonetheless, an attack was launched on them. So these are ongoing operations. They are still trying to hurt Iranian proxies and allies in this region, and that's only going to ratchet up tensions even further. Iran is now on a state of high alert. When I arrived back in Tehran, there was a strong security presence, not to mention pictures of Qasem Soleimani all over the city. And Iran is now planning their next move. They are deciding how they are going to take retaliatory action, although I don't think they're going to make some sort of knee-jerk reaction on what they do. But all of these attacks are going to stiffen the resolve of Iran and their militias in this region, and it's also going to make them want to show that they can hit back at some point. That even though Qasem Soleimani, a cult-like figure that was controlling all of these militias, has been assassinated, they want to show the United States that they're still strong, that they're still operational, and they still pose a major danger. So we are in uncharted territory here right now, Steve, after the killing of Qasem Soleimani. It's unclear what the next steps are going to be, even though there is a general consensus here in Iran that there will be a next step, and it will probably be quite a strong next strike by Iran. Looking at Iranian media feeds here and everything, there's been criticism that maybe Iran wasn't harder against America in Syria in the past. So they are now reevaluating how to deal with the United States. And let's not forget, there's also been a new commander appointed to the Quds Force. The Quds Force is the international arm of the IRGC, which Qasem Soleimani was the head of. The new head of the Quds Force has been issuing some pretty serious threats to the United States. So he'll probably want to act on those at some point.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.